Hi, I'm Bob Hasegawa, your state senator for the 11th Legislative District, here to give you another quick update on what's going on, or more appropriately, what's not going on down here in Olympia right now. We are 1 week away from the end of the first special session. And from what I can see, we're not making a whole lot of progress bridging the divide between the Senate Republican proposal and the House Democratic proposal so that we can get one proposal that's passed by both chambers, which is the requirement of law. There's a ton of work to be done yet so that we can get that single proposal that's acceptable to both chambers. Unfortunately, what we've been doing is having to fight off attacks yet again on working families and middle-class families down here. The Republican Senate has, as recently as this morning, dropped a new bill with a broad title regarding collective bargaining. So this bill has been scheduled for a hearing in Ways and Means this coming Tuesday, which is unfortunate because the bill has no chance of passing. What they've done is put together a bunch of their anti-union and anti-worker bills that could not get passed through the regular session and put them into one big omnibus bill and are doing another work session on a bill that has no chance of passing that attacks workers' rights and working families. Yet we're supposed to be talking about fixing the budget, coming to a budget conclusion. So this is another huge distraction and really, in my view, a waste of time when we should be trying to figure out how we're going to put a new budget together. It seems like there's an upsurge right now in the attacks on working families. You all have heard about the teacher strikes that have been going on. I was at a teachers rally here yesterday. I was at a rally yesterday with state employees who did a lunch hour demonstration because the Senate Republican proposal is not funding their collective bargaining agreement. And you know that over the past three biennia since the Great Recession, we've cut a total of $12 billion out of our state budget just to maintain the levels of service that we've had. We haven't increased. In fact, we've been cutting everything down to the bone where there's really nothing left to trim. Yet the Senate Republican proposal says miraculously everybody's supposed to find another $65 million in efficiency cuts in their departments. And that goes without funding the collective bargaining agreements for all of the state employees. So we've got a real problem here. Now, we had a Economic Revenue Forecast Council forecast that showed over the next biennia, projections are supposed to increase up to 100 million roughly, and over the next two biennia, 400 million. That certainly helps us get closer to a budget resolution, but with all the gimmicks that are in the current Senate Republican proposal, for instance, defunding the Public Works Assistance Account, which is the account that local governments depend on to get low-interest loans so they can build things like water and sewer systems and maintain essential infrastructure. So the Senate Republican proposal proposes to take out $200 million out of that account, but they want to backfill that account by selling bonds, which doesn't make any sense at all. So it's just a shell game. So we're going to be paying 25 to 30 years to fund a program where the cash is right now, but they want to take that cash out and steal it so that they can credit that towards education funding. Those kind of gimmicks are not in our best long-term interest. So what we really need to be doing is finding real solutions. This is a real opportunity right now for the state of Washington to address the inequity in our tax system. Why billionaires and billionaire corporations are paying, billionaire corporations that are paying zero taxes, but billionaires, individuals, are paying about 1 to 2% at the most of their income in taxes. Whereas the poorest in our state are paying up 17% of their income in taxes. That's a basic unfairness in our tax structure. So what we should be talking about is fixing our tax structure and figuring out the revenue is there to get if people were paying their fair share. The billionaires and the billionaire corporations should be paying their fair share. They're getting the most out of what society and this state has to offer. They should be putting some of that back so that we can rebuild our economy for all of us to benefit from. So that's a fundamental conflict that we have right now. The Republicans' proposals are saying we can do it all within existing revenue, including increasing funding to meet our McCleary obligation, which means then budget gimmicks and cutting existing programs. The Democratic House proposal is we need to look at new revenue because we can't cut our social safety net enough to fund McCleary and meet all of our other obligations. That's the fundamental conflict that we have right now. So the conversations that are happening are around the fringe, but they're not having that core conversation about is there movement on raising revenue or not. So that's my quick update. It's a little longer than I was hoping, but I hope this helps answer some of your questions back home. So again, I'm Bob Hasegawa, your state senator for the 11th Legislative District, and thanks for watching.